Well, hello everyone. This is BukekaStyle, and we are so excited for another episode of On Stage on FAVunite TV. And let me tell you, I am so very excited for this next guest. So I want to introduce to you, everyone, Miss Deborah Ray Sims. Let me tell you a little bit about Deborah. Uh, Deborah is an award-winning independent director, writer, producer. She is the recipient of the International Black Independent Film, Video, and Screenplay Competition. One part of her credits is that to include the former series producer, writer for local Emmy-nominated award-winning Detroit Black Journal and Detroit Black News for Detroit Public Broadcasting, PBS, WTVS, where she produced news, public, and cultural affairs programming for PBS. Deborah was the recipient of the National Black Programming Consortium. She is also the director for the short film Choices that was recognized as an official selection for the North Bay Art and Film Festival in Valencia, California, where she received a special mention award from the Global Shorts Online Film Festival in Los Angeles, and is a recipient of the Best Shorts Competition Awards of recognition for women filmmakers in 2018. So there's so much more we can say about this amazing filmmaker, but we want to save that for the interview itself. And so if you'll help me to recognize Miss Deborah Sims. Deborah, come on stage with us on FAVunite TV.
Hi, thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much for being a part of our program today. So, Deborah, before we get into the main questions, I wanted to just say how we came to know each other, how you came acquainted. We have a mutual friend by the name of Doris Douglas, and she is also a pioneer in film. And so I love that these women are coming together in
Much needed, much needed.
much needed, much needed. So this is really cool, really cool. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and start with it because we're very excited here at FAVunite TV that you have an amazing project that's going to be on this platform, which we're very excited, grateful for. Love and gratitude go out to you for bringing this short film to us. Your short film Choices has received several accolades, including being an official selection in the North Bay Art and Film Festival. So my question is, what was the initial inspiration for the film, and how did you navigate the creative process from concept to completion?
Okay, Choices is a very interesting initiation. It actually it's a part of my feature film called A Delicate Balance. When I finished the feature film and did a budget for it, I said, oh my God, it's going to cost a couple of million. So how am I going to raise some money? And so what I did, I said, well, let me take a slice of A Delicate Balance, the feature, and create a whole new short film called Choices. And now the concept and the creative aspect was a little easy because it's the same as within the feature film in terms of a woman, a Black woman who leaves America and goes to live in Africa. But with Choices, this one is kind of like a prequel. It's a preview of what's to come in Delicate Balance. Now the characters are different, and the names and the different casting is a little different, but the premise is the same. She leaves America and goes to Africa. So when I had it at film festivals, it was really interesting how the audience responded because they said that, oh wow, now I really want to see what happens. And so that was the intent that I was trying to get from directing and producing choices, to use it as a kind of a calling card so that when I do go to approach investors for the feature, they have something to see, they have something to visualize as to what the feature is going to be all about.
Wow, and that's so that's creative, that's efficient. I mean, you really covered the basis on how to uh, promote your bigger projects in a way that's also creative, entertaining, and fun. So wonderful! Kudos to you on that decision,
Thank you.
and one that I think is going to help make the other project come to fruition even faster. So that's good news. Um, what can you tell us about the story's themes and in terms of a delicate balance? What can you tell us about the story's themes and what led you to develop this particular project?
Well, for a delicate balance to feature, I was inspired by it, by my experiences living in Nigeria. I worked at a company that was sponsored by a company was sponsored by the Nigerian Television Authority, and I was over there consulting Nigerian professionals already in broadcasting. They just wanted to get a kind of a American standard and structure to what they were doing. And so I said, my goodness, this is so much that I need to tell people when I get back. It was an amazing, amazing experience in terms of my own personal growth in general. So that was the major inspiration. The feature, A Delicate Balance, is really about an African American woman who leaves America, goes to live in, very similar to what my situation, but it's not the same. It's very similar. She goes to live there. She falls in love with a Nigerian man, but the Nigerian man's brother tries to destroy the relationship because of the because he's a media mogul and she is a media consultant, and so there's some clashing on that level, and so it leaves them to fight for their love, not so much for their love on a personal level, but for the love of Africa in general.
Wow. Very exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing that project come to fruition, and we at FAVunite want to help make that happen. We really do. So you've had a chance to really delve into being a filmmaker, and you've really taken some time to be with people in the industry that could really that really help set your work apart. I understand that you have attended the Spike Lee filmmaking masterclass. So, how did his approach to storytelling and directing influence your own work?
It made me think that I was on the right track. And when I say that, because has a big interest in music and using music as a kind of a foundation for filmmaking. And I think that's very appropriate because that's where the emotion comes from. And one day I would actually like to base a film purely on a particular composition in music in general. And also, when I took the master class, he's very committed. He's very committed to his craft. Very committed to what he's doing and the things that he's shown. And I remember him lecturing. He was sitting down lecturing, but he got up real excitedly when he was getting ready to talk about a film that influenced him called what was the name of that film? It was called All on the Western Front, I think, back in the 50s. But he said he was very excited about a scene in that movie, and he jumped in and jumped in. He was very juvenile, very juvenile about it. So what I really got from Spike is his honesty, his integrity regarding his creative process and his work.
Wow, I just saw an interview with him earlier today. regarding a new project that he's got coming out, and all that you described about him, it showed up all today.
Mhm.
So I can visualize what you're saying because he can be really animated when he's excited about something. I can see that clearly. So one of the things that you've also done is you participate in a writer's boot camp, and the Shonda Rhimes Writing for Television Masterclass. Now, I take it because of the immense success that she's had, in her own way, her experience, or that experience may have had a slightly different influence on you as a filmmaker.
Yes, it really did. Like I said, she's primarily in television writing, which is a little different from film writing. But what I got from Shonda is her sense of being passionate about the craft itself. There were a lot of lectures on how the process is, how you really write, how that comes to fruition. And she made an example. She said that a lot of people are scared of her and her family because she's always observing characters in terms of creating it for her own projects. And as you know, Scandal was based on a real life crisis manager. And so she said, in that experience, what she did is that she made sure that she noticed how she walked, how she talked, how she analyzed things, because that is really the essence of developing a character, is to make sure that it's a real person. So she said she had a really good situation with Scandal because there was a real life person that she can base her observations on. So she was really into observation in terms of developing characters.
Wow. And she's definitely one of my faves. I hung on to every episode of Scandal, um as well as Bridgerton. She really is an amazing creator in those respects. So I know that is something that you really appreciated, and so kudos to you for for putting that type of knowledge base into your own wheelhouse. That's very cool. Um, do you have your own favorite films, and are there specific elements from those movies and cinematography, all the things relevant to it, editing, narrative structure? What do you find the most compelling?
Wow, there's so many films. When you ask me that question, I can think of a zillion films that I look at, but a couple comes to mind. One called Sylvie's Love. It's a romantic drama. Another one called Eve's Bayou. I'm sure everybody heard of Eve's Bayou. Cassie Lemons directed that. And also Idlewild. That was Andre 3000 and Big Boy movie. Now, I'm going to put them all together because what I like about those three films is that they're multi-genre, especially Idlewild, in terms of the musical piece in it. Because I'm always attracted to music in any film. I'm really feeling the music. And then they are about personal stories, about personal relationships, drama, family drama, that kind of thing. And I'm very keen on those kinds of pieces in a film. Now, the other ones, one is called of course, Black Panther, both the first one and the second one, Malcolm X, Daughters of the Dust, and Sinners. Sinners is a new Brian Coogler movie. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's really exciting. And what
Oh,
attracted
yes.
me about those films is they're very cinematic. The music, of course, attracted me. The production design, and also the editing. And they're very, like I said, they're very cinematic. That's what attracted me to those particular films.
I see. Okay. Yeah, those are the things that grab you and keeps you hooked into those stories. So that makes perfectly good sense. Can you discuss a particular film that was profoundly impacted your perspective as a director?
Sinners. by by
Sinners in,
all
yeah.
by all uh, comparison in terms of all the films that I've seen. And I say that because there's a scene in the movie where he does a montage of African American history, actually. I don't know if you remember that scene, but I said, wow, this is really exciting. I've never seen anything like this before. And so Ryan Coogler has a way of really pulling you in to the story compared to other storytellers. He's very, very, very cinematic in his approach. And that particular scene really got to me in general. I mean, there's a whole lot of other films, of course, but that one really got to me in terms of what can be done creatively on film.
Thank you for watching OnStage on FAVunite TV. If you're new to FAVunite TV and you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a comment below, give us a thumbs up, and share it with your friends. If you'd like to see more content from FAVunite TV, go ahead and subscribe. We're here for Black stories and Black storytellers. We're showcasing the culture on FAVunite TV.